Hello! The video you are about to watch is almost exactly 2 years old. This was filmed in 2020, right at the beginning of when I was trying to start my YouTube channel. But I never actually posted it because I wanted to post it when I posted my Stump Candle Etsy listing. But I never posted my listing because I really didn't like the formula I was using for the candles. You'll see in the video I use 100% beeswax and this certain dye that actually ended up not burning very well. The wicks would die out and it wasn't a very good quality. So since then I have changed my formula a bit. I now use a mixture of beeswax and soy for my candles, and I found a different dye that I prefer. So now I've finally relisted my candle. I have it for sale on my Etsy store. I'm pretty happy with how they've been turning out, and so I wanted to share this video with you all. And I hope you will enjoy the process of me making these candles because they're really fun and I think they look pretty cool. And maybe you will check out the shop after you watch the video. But if not, that's totally fine. I just hope you enjoy the candle making process and also seeing me 2 years ago with my pink hair. I hope you will enjoy and maybe leave a like and check out the shop. Hi, my name is Samara. I have never really made YouTube videos like this before. I've had a lot of free time on my hands this year. Actually, one of the reasons why I'm making these videos in the first place was because I created an Etsy shop where I've been making candles. I hope to make more like furniture, decor. I wanted to make videos of my process for each item and also as an excuse to really actually make these things because quarantine started back in March. It is now November, and really the only thing I've accomplished so far on my laundry list of things to do was make a candle mold and make some candles. Actually, that's what today's video is going to be about. We're not going to be making a candle mold, we're actually going to be fixing a mold that I created back who knows when. Without further ado, let's just get right into the bulk of what this is even going to be about. So today, back a while ago, I made my first ever mold ever. I've been making these stump candles, and this was the original design. It was 3D printed. I sanded it. I sprayed it with this filler primer. Then we casted it or molded it. I molded it with Mold Star 30. I didn't intend to use Mold Star 30, but this stuff is really good for making concrete items, and I eventually want to make concrete furniture, decor, whatever. There could have been a better way to make this, actually. One of my roommates, she's super good at like 3D printing, 3D modeling, and molding and casting, and she should be the one making this video right now. But here we are, we're all learning, it's a process. She said there's a better way to make a 2-part mold, but I eventually made a 2-part mold because I cut my mold in half, and I will show you. We made this. Oh, and I hit my mic. We made this bad boy. I probably wasted a lot of the silicone, but you know what? It was a learning process, and here we are. But we're not here today to talk about how to make a mold. I want to try to fix my mold because in order to make and sell these, I've noticed with a few of my prototypes that the shape of my mold is annoying because it doesn't fit on a lot of candle holders. The shape is not very circular. This guy is a problem and we need to cut him off. Wow, first video. You'll see How we do? Well, thank you for wanting to take this journey with me. First, I'm going to cut off the root with my Dremel and slowly working around the piece until it comes off. Once it comes off, I shape the edges to have more of a natural transition rather than a flat edge. I wasn't happy with the other root sticking out, so I cut that off too. Next, I'm going to apply Bondo to the hole. I scooped out a small portion of the putty and squeezed out a couple drops of the cream hardener. Not too much, otherwise it hardens pretty quickly. Then I knead those together until the putty feels a bit stiff, then I spread it onto the hole. I do my best to cover everything and keep it as smooth as possible. I started off sanding the Bondo with my Dremel to easily shape it and get the excess Bondo off. Next, I sand it with 150 grit sandpaper. Then 220 grit. And lastly, 320 grit to make it really smooth. Once sanded, I sprayed a couple coats of filler primer. Once that dries, I'll spray it with crystal clear and then it'll be ready to mold. So I just sprayed the crystal clear coat, so now once that dries, I think we can go ahead and mix up the Mold Star 30 and try to fix the mold. So I realized I can't really pour in the mold, extra Mold Star release. I'm gonna have to, at the same time, I'm gonna have to do one part and then flip it over once it's dry and do the second part. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. So this is the result after cutting it and sanding it and, you know, making it trying to look pretty. And it's not bad. I really like it. I hope it'll turn out. Since I didn't have a scale, I measured my pour line for part A and part B on the plastic cups. I sprayed the stump with mold release before pouring the Mold Star 30 into the hole. Then I fit the stump into place to seal it. I tried pouring a little extra onto the mold to cover any holes. Honestly, this didn't work very well and I ended up wiping it off. And finally, I put the mold back together to hopefully seal everything in place. Alright, it's day 2, got my coffee. We're gonna finish this thing, I promise. I just need to go to Target and get a scale, because I forgot I don't have a scale for measuring out my wax. And then we're gonna crack open this bad boy. I don't know if you can see him. Look at it. Alright, so we got this out, but I'm going to show you some close-ups of the results. I'm going to have to go through it again because it kind of had some issues. So, basically, on this side, we needed to cover up this whole section, and it didn't really work. So, I know it'll be easier to just lay flat. I'm just going to have to be super careful with how I pour. so that it doesn't get everywhere. But like, yeah, I definitely need that covered up. It like tried and failed. And then this side, it mostly covered what needed to be covered up. So you can kind of see, but there's still a little cavity in there, and that we cannot have, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't get fake trees. Fake tree. You can't get the smell.
But look, they already have lights on them.
No, that's cheating. Go get a real one.
Oh, so much work.
You just work it. You got it, man. I'm your hype man. That's right, Santa. You go.
Look at his little face.
He's so cute.
Alright, we're back at it. Still a little bit sticky. And it kind of got a little bubbly, so not a big fan of that, but I think, you know, we're gonna just try it with a candle. Thankfully, candles are easily, you know, melted down, so if it gets a little weird looking, I can always just melt it and then it'll smooth out. And then this side, I ended up just, where is it? I ended up just pouring it in there. It looks pretty good, so I think I can make a candle. For this particular candle, I'm using 100% beeswax and a hemp wick. I will also be dyeing it with green wax dye. Alright, so now we wait for the wax to melt. I have about 18 ounces of beeswax in there. And then I gotta figure out how much dye I need, because these are pretty big blocks, and I don't think I need that much. So I'm probably gonna have to do some cutting and weighing. Well, let's figure that out. So it says use 0.06 to 0.09 ounces of dyes per 1 pound of wax. We used about 1 pound and 2 ounces, so I would say just a little over that amount. Maybe I'll just stick to the higher number. Also, whoa, this is real boiling. So I ended up getting 3 grams of this. I wasn't doing ounces because my, well, now it says 0.1, but my unit system wasn't measuring 2 decimals grams. I think I could figure out on Google. So 2 grams may be good for 16 ounces of wax, but since we're doing 18, let's just do a little more. So 3 grams. 3 grams. Let's try it out. This is where we started. Light, very light green. Do not like that. I want more of a forest green, and I think we accomplished that. All right, it's the next day. We have our mold and candle. Seems to be fine. So I'm gonna crack this bad boy open and hope that everything came out just fine. Well, folks, that took almost a full week, which I did not expect. I thought I could do this in a day, but so happy with the turnout. Here it is. the stump candle. Something I haven't really tested out yet and I'm a little worried about is that because beeswax takes so much heat to burn, I'm worried that the wick will burn quicker than the wax. So we'll end up getting like little itty bitty wicks. But, you know, also you could just never burn it. Because it's pretty. Here was the area that we fixed. So originally this has like an extra piece and then another little piece coming out here, but now it's just a short little root and I love it. Definitely gonna make a lot of these and litter them everywhere, and then hopefully we'll sell some. Also had some other ideas to like paint with another color over. I could glue moss to the outside. I could like make a little terrarium like miniature thing out of it, like I don't know, get some little toadstools to like glue on there, and I don't know, you could have so many options and so fun, and I really can't wait to see what else I can do with these. I know this wasn't a how-to video from the very beginning, like I didn't show you the 3D printing process. I really hope to like make an actual molding video. I have a project in mind. You'll see that very soon. But thank you again, and if you enjoyed, please subscribe. I don't know if I'll be making videos consistently, but I do want to make more of them. They're fun, and the videos tend to get very long, so yeah. Thanks again.